Alright. As I said in the description, it's time to just focus up. Let's get this done. This game has been amazing. And I'm going to be sad when I'm done with it. But we're on part 20. Not saying that that's a bad thing. Time to soldier on. Get that copper. There's the stairs. Oh, good. My athletics has went up. Alright, what quest am I doing here? Two poison knight plus 6s. Damn. Make sure I didn't pick up any. Okay. No repeats.
Vigdis? What does she have to do with this? Does that old man really believe her ramblings are the will of the giants? Unbelievable. I won't say what I really think about this. If the master of the Brotherhood believes it, who am I to argue? Because I'm protecting her from prying eyes and the superstitions of villagers, that's why. I don't know you. Why would I speak of my wife, accused of madness, to a stranger? For any Dalrita, losing one's mind is like a living death, a shame worse than most can bear. But I love her too much to grant her a good death. If Darvan believes she hasn't gone mad, but instead serves as a bridge between the Ulfr and the giants, then I'll gladly let you speak with her. You'll find her in the locked room. Here's the key.
All right. Thanks, buddy. Stroner, a blacksmith of the Ulford tribe and a member of the Stone Warden Brotherhood. Stoner stands as one of the few willing to oppose the chief Thegriv. Once a respected leader, Thegriv fused with the lone pillar in the weird ritual, gaining immense strength but losing his humanity. Stoner believes that the tribe has fallen into fear and silence, worshipping a creature they no longer understand. Bound by tradition, he cannot remove Thegriv without an honorable duel, but no man can face a god alone. Stoner protects his wife, Vigdis, whose visions may hold the key to defeating Thegriv, and watching over his son, Egil, with quiet resolve. He knows what must be done. He just doesn't know if anyone will survive it. Hey, buddy. If I have anything that... Okay, inflicts chill. Because this already inflicts chill. Might as well have an additional thing that makes it even more. Does all my armor have relics? I believe they do. Yes, they do. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Better every day. Better every day. Locked in the room in the back. All this fog actually reminds me of driving to work the past fucking week. Oh, hey. I billy goat my way down. Geronimo! Hey, getting that one skill has made traversal so much easier. Hello.
He sent you, didn't he? Ha! That's bold of him. Sending someone else to poke at old wounds. Yes, I know their ways. Or what little of it the Ulfr haven't buried with scorn and silence. But you're not here for stories, are you? You're here for the blessings. The giants don't just hand out blessings like baubles at a market. Their favor is earned, not begged for. They respect oaths, strength, and sacrifice.
Okay.
You'll need to approach their shrines, what remains of them, and prove your worth. Each giant
have I not done
demands
enough to
something
prove my worth?
different. It could be a test of will, a trial of battle, or a riddle no mortal tongue can solve. Start where the land still remembers their steps. Their shrines lie in places of weight. You'll feel it when you're close. The air grows heavy, and the earth hums beneath your feet. We built shrines near the giants themselves, where they stand petrified, often part of the mountains now. If you falter, they will know. And if you lie, you'll wish you hadn't. For the Gonvaldor giant, the summoner, bring proof of the hunt. The summoner respects not just strength, but the bonds you forge. Alone, you are nothing. Together, you are worthy. For the Thoid Mother, the giant of bloom and ash, offer flowers. Simple, fragile things, yet they carry life even in ruin. She remembers beauty, where others see only loss.
Okay.
And for the giant below, the keeper of depths, well, you'll need to find that out for yourself. The giants demand truth, not tricks. Fail them, and you'll face a wrath older than the earth itself. Go with purpose.
Vidgis. A once respected woman among the Ulfer, Vidgis now lives in seclusion, hidden behind a locked door by her husband, Stoner. The villagers whisper that she has lost her mind, an accusation that, among Dalriata, carries a shame worse than death. Yet some believe her visions are not madness, but a form of communication with the giants. Dravhir suspects that she may be the only one who truly understands what Thagriv has become. Protected by her husband and feared by others, Vidgis remains silent to most, yet her words may hold the truth to Ulfer refuse to face. Just a bunch of meat on a drying rack. Alright, let's find the giants. There's apparently a giant right over there. Ghost comes in, doesn't even say hi, and makes me do jumping jacks, just like everybody else. How you doing, Ghost? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. I got on Helldiver Sue working again. Had to swap W10. That is not the giant. Well, where you working now? A rose. You know, it was funny because I was thinking, I was like, I think all I need is a rose. Should be down here in alchemy. Nah, motherfucker. I know I got roses. I know I didn't use every rose I had. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck me. Ooh.
Walker in the weirdness. What draws you to this place where stone and life entwine? Speak, and let the truth in your heart fill the silence.
You're the giant of the bloom and ash, aren't you? I was told you could guide me. Does a giant like you care about the fate of mortals?
Thrigva. His corruption spreads like a poison, choking the life from all it touches. If you wish to stand against him, you must show me that you honor life. even as you prepare to battle death. Bring me the fragile flowers, the symbol of life's beauty and brevity. Prove that you understand what you fight to protect, and I will grant you the strength you seek.
Okay. She gonna put me in that. Fuck you, Beholder!
You have shown me your heart, mortal, and it is steady and true. Take this blessing, forged in both bloom and ash, a fragment of what was and what will endure. May it shield you in your darkest moments, and remind you of what you fight to protect. Go with my blessing, child, and let life flourish where you walk.
Okay. Alright, well, that's one down. Also, did I learn something new? Ancient Beholder. The Ancient Beholders were never meant to be what they are. Once part of a subterranean race that dwelled in darkness, they were lured into the service of the Four Dwellers with a simple promise to see the sun. But the sun was never theirs to claim. Instead, they were twisted, warped through weird magic into creatures of grotesque devotion. Stripped of their past and reshaped for war, they gazed upon the Four Dwellers as if they were the light itself. Over time, they became something else entirely, something monstrous. The strongest among their kin, beholders, are hulking horrors, their very presence a reminder of a promise betrayed. Alright. Next up. Here we go. That's the closest one. He's a slippery little bitch, but he dead now. Asshole. Where's the ice lady's body? Oh well, doesn't matter. You had to try so many things to fix your Steam Helldivers, and none worked. You would try to start, but would close out instead. Like, I'm assuming you eventually fixed it? Like, what do you think was the main cause of it? There's something down there. Cave by the cliff. Alright, I have to see what this is. Who the fuck is this guy?
Stop right there. I don't get many visitors. None I trust, at least. What do you want? I don't care about your name, so don't waste time worrying about mine. Let's just say I'm someone who knows enough to stay alive, despite the odds. You ask too much, outsider. Some things are best left buried. Now, tell me why you're really here, or leave before someone less forgiving finds you. Nope, no adventure here. Just me, minding my own business. And I strongly advise you to do the same. Keep your name to yourself, and mine out of trouble.
Taking you for soup. Maybe it wasn't Windows 11, but it was working fine before the last major order for CyberSand, so you don't know if devs changed something in the coding before it was over. Yeah, that's strange. I'm sorry you had to go through all that. Oh. Summoned a skeletal mage to attack me. Glare. What is glare? Hitting a target if it's a 5% chance to blind them. Oh. It's a sword flashbang. It's a flashbang sword.
If you've come to talk, speak. If not, move on. Keep you.
You're weird, dude. You're really weird. Not much to this cave. I touched the stone, I had to fight a skeleton, and then that's about it. Alright then. Let's be on our way. There's nothing else to see here. The weirdness has come. Things will be harder now. Or at least they should be, but not for me. For I am quite the powerful. Shit, they didn't fall far enough. Good thing I saved right on the top of the cliff. Discovered a new mountain cave. What the fuck? Did that first fucking arrow go right between his legs or something? No, I guess I can't cut my way through that. Even though there's some probably dried out roots. Ooh. Butter. The art of Gloomfrond foraging. The Gloomfrond, a creature of deep roots and ancient weirdness, is as much plant as it is demon. Its bark-like hide is tougher than oak and infused with weird energy, making it a fine material for armor, if one can harvest it without being torn apart. When dormant, it resembles overgrown shrubs or gnarled trees. Approach cautiously and never pick the plants surrounding it. Doing so awakens its wrath. To craft the armor... I think I've already read this before. Yeah, I did.
You tread where others dare not. Speak, mortal. Why have you come to the dark beneath the world? Trigva. His corruption festers even here, staining the roots of the world. If you wish to destroy him, you must prove you understand the price of power. Show me you can take what the depths demand: courage, wit, and sacrifice. The heart and the mind both are tested here. Bring me what lies at the core of your enemies. The heart and the brains of a beast will prove your courage and cunning.
Okay.
Only then will you earn the blessing of the depths. The beast lies slain, its heart and mind laid bare. You have proven yourself mortal, not just in strength, but in will. Few dare to face the darkness, and fewer still emerge victorious. You have earned the blessing of the depth. Take it, and know it binds you to the weight of what lies below. The unyielding, the eternal, the unseen. This fragment is yours, forged by the shadows and the earth itself. Go now, and tread carefully. The depths remember all who walk them.
Okay. Alright, one more blessing. And then we can go challenge What's-His-Nuts, kill him, and get the Ulfer to go to the moot. And I found a fast travel point. Alright, we're just going to use this. Hi, baby Ella. Ah!
Who dares disturb the silence of the stone? Speak, small one, and tell me why you stand before the summoner. Tryggva, the parasite clinging to the pillar. He twists the old ways for his own greed, a shadow of what the Ulfr once stood for. If you wish to rid the world of his corruption, you must prove you are worthy of my power. Call forth your allies, mortal. The summoner respects not lone strength, but the bonds that carry us forward. Together, you will face this trial. Fail, and I shall remain silent forevermore.
Call upon my allies. I don't have any allies.
You have faced my summons and stood victorious. Few possess the strength to endure, and fewer still the bonds to overcome. You are worthy of my...
Okay, cool. So I got his blessing. Awesome. What's next?
blessing. Take it, mortal, and carry the strength of the summoner with you. But know this, my power is not a gift. It is a burden. Wield it wisely, for it binds you to those you fight for. Go now. The giant strength is yours to wield, but their expectations are yours to bear. Do not fail.
Nope. Don't plan on it.
Well met, traveler. By the stones, you've done it. The blessing of the giants. Do you have any idea what you've accomplished? Forging a weapon from them is the pinnacle of the Stone Warden's craft. It's a feat spoken of in tales but never achieved in living memory. You've brought us to the peak of what we can do, and surpassed even that. It would be an honor to forge this. The giants entrusted their strength to you, and I'll make sure it's bound in steel worthy of their name. Watch closely, for this is the craft of the ages.
That's cool. I could have forged it myself, but I think it's even better to give it to this guy to do it.
It is done. Use it with purpose. The strength of the giants is yours to wield. Do not squander it.
The Giant's Grudge. Blessed by the strength of giants long gone, its weight carries more than steel. The only blade known to wound Thigriv's cursed, immortal form. Ooh, and it looks pretty awesome. Alright, motherfucker. I challenge you.
You return, but not as before. I see the giant's blessing upon you, their mark burned into your soul. Why would they favor such a feeble creature? The giants, they abandoned us long ago, left us to rot while they slumbered in stone. Their blessings mean nothing to me. You think their favor makes you worthy to face me? You are nothing. I am the lone pillar, the chosen of the gods. No mortal or giant can unseat me.
Well, I'm gonna, so. You were no chieftain. You were a parasite clinging to a legacy you corrupted.
Enough! You dare mock the name of Tryggva the Unbeaten? Then come, walker in the weirdness. Let us see if the giant's blessings can save you from the wrath of the Lone Pillar.
Oh, we get to go to a special arena.
Bested me.
Yes, right, bitch.
The Lone Pillar has fallen. But you are no Dalrida. No outsider can carry the mantle of chieftain. The tribe needs one of its own. Speak, conqueror. Who will take my place? Stroner. Always meddling, always scheming. Perhaps his heart is stronger than I give him credit for. So be it. Let him carry the weight of the Ulfr. Lead well, Stroner, or you will share
I want
my
this thing.
fate.
I want it.
Lead them better than I did. Protect the Ulfr. Restore what I let fall.
Do I get his armor and shit? I mean, he's not dead. I just beat him in a duel.
You fought bravely, and I have
Oh,
heard
shit.
your will. Me, the new chieftain. I never sought this, but if that's what the tribe needs, then I'll do my best.
A fine choice, truly. You got the heart for this, and the tribe needs someone like you to lead. You fought for the Ulfr in ways few others have. Let's hope the weight of leadership only strengthens you further. And you've done well, choosing wisely when the tribe needed it most.
I'm humbled, really. I'll make sure our tribe is strong and united, and yes, I'll go to the moot. The Ulfr will have their voice. Thank you for everything you did. We surely couldn't have made it without you. First, I need to get this Thrigvi nonsense out of their heads. That'll be the hardest part. Ulfr might be stubborn, but we're not fools. Once they see Thrigvi dead, they'll come to their senses. Before long, he'll be nothing more than a cautionary tale we tell our children. After that, we honor what the moot decides. If it means war, then we march. And there's nothing the Ulfr love more than battle. Now that you've spoken to the giants and put Thrigvi down, she might finally have a chance to return to herself. I hope the voices are silent now, or will be soon. I couldn't have done this without you. You have my deepest gratitude, and
it's
that of
nothing.
every Ulfr. You have my thanks and my respect. It's been a long time since the Ulfr had a reason to stand tall. Thanks to you, we have a reason once more.
Hell yeah. Grizz Axe deals critical hits against enemies with 100% health. Critical hits with this weapon deal 100% more damage. Oh my god. Yes! Ow. Alright, I need to go to the Thud tribe now. Which is that one. Oh, that's the nest. The Dark Brotherhood thing.
That is without a doubt the work of the throne he sat upon. It is carved into the lone pillar, a very powerful artifact, more powerful than I had ever imagined. The lone pillars have long emanated a powerful energy that we never fully understood. At first, we thought they worked like menhirs, but when they showed no such properties, we paid them little mind. And once I gifted those lands to the tribes, our access became limited. Still, I know the lone pillars once served the giants as a conduit for the Four Dwellers' will. When the time came for them to depart, the giants would approach a pillar and surrender their life force to it. They believed that by doing so, they would merge with the weirdness and become immortal. And after what happened to Thrigva, I'm beginning to believe they might have been right.
I have no points in the two-handed. Might as well throw a couple into there. Damn it. Alright, let's see what we gotta do up here.
You are here, Walker in the Weirdness. Your arrival heralds change. I am Ingvi. May my stature not surprise you. For the Thoid, it is what you bring to the tribe that matters.
Thoid, not the food.
I bring myself, my skills, and my devotion. I am my tribe's servant. I've heard the voice, but I cannot answer its call. The members of the Thoid tribe are preparing to fall into sleep, and it is my duty to ensure their safety while they do.
Wake their asses up, alright? We got shit to do.
How do you think you can help us? Can you do more than walk the weirdness? Can you walk through dreams too?
I have been known to
If that's the
walk
case,
through dimensions.
I won't stop you from entering. Mother will decide if you're of use to her. But don't you dare harm her, even if you can. If you do, you'll have the entire Thoid tribe against you. That much I'm sure of. As you wish, Walker in the Weirdness.
Alright, look, if she attacks me, though,
I won't make
all bets
any
are off.
decisions about the dreaming until you return with answers. Or the will of the mother.
I have to try my best to not kill this bitch. No promises, though. Let us enter the waking nightmares. Oh, hey.
It gladdens school to see you here, for it means we draw ever closer to Sonder. Behold the dreaming, our true home. Walker in the weirdness. As I greeted you in the waking world, so do I welcome you once more. Ingvi believes you may unravel the burdens that weigh upon some of the Thoid. Without freeing them from these burdens, they cannot enter Mother's chamber, where each of us must drift into ever deeper dreaming, until at last we reach Sonder. Life, unfulfilled duties, feelings that tether the soul, keeping it from sinking into the dreaming's embrace. Each of us carries burdens. Once, we of Thoid would end our vigil and return to wakefulness, striving to cast off these burdens through life itself. But your arrival ended the vigil. It began the dreaming, and Thoid may no longer wake, not unless such is Mother's will. Ingvi's burden is to guard the village of Thoid, to safeguard Mother, and to ensure that all members of the Thoid tribe journey towards Sonder. She awaits the right sign. When it comes, only then will she choose her fate.
Alright, let's see what these assholes' problems are. You, what's your problem?
You, don't just stand there. Help me find Veilkin. I know that filthy swine is hiding somewhere around here. We have to find him. A filthy beast. A mongrel who tried to put his hands where they didn't belong. Oh, how I wish I had cut them off when I had the chance. But he fled. And now he's entered the vigil, and I will not let him go any further. If he dares try to harm her again, I swear... Senya! I swore to protect her. But I failed. I chased Veilkin from her bedside, then from the tribe. But he still managed to worm his way into the vigil. I need to find him. As long as he's out there, Senya will never be safe. And I will never be able to join her in Sonder. Because I saw him. I tried to give chase, but he's surprisingly good at slipping away in this place. He cannot be allowed into Sonder. There is no place for the likes of him among the dreaming. His very presence would be like poison. Good. I'll wait for you here. Bring me his head so I can finally dream in peace.
Let's find this motherfucker. I got just the thing to take his head.
Behold, Walker. This is one of Mother's earthly faces. She watches over us now in the dreaming, as she once did in the waking world.
That's great.
I believe Mather watches your path with great intent, as do I.
Bitch. Here you go.
Have you found him? Have you killed him? Oh, thank Mother. Senya is finally safe, and now I can see her again. Thank you. Wait, who are you exactly? You look like an outsider, yet you entered the dreaming. Walker in the weirdness. You? Oh, thank Mother. That means the vigil will soon end, and we will all be together. And I will see Senya again. I do. I swore to watch over her in her sleep, and it has been an honor, but I miss her presence. I miss the sound of her voice. She's so still when she dreams. I wish she would smile again. Have a good sleep, I guess. Thank you, Walker in the Weirdness. Now that wretch is finally gone, I surely will.
Alright. Why does it revert back to that? Alright, what's your issue?
You are the Walker in the Weirdness. You walk where few dare. I don't feel worthy of asking for your help. I need help. Not for myself, but for those I have failed. My mate Sidara, my friend Bodil, and I went to the Giant's Barrow. We sought knowledge, a sign that we still walked toward Mother's dream. But what we found instead was ruin.
Let me guess, you're all dead.
Bodil, our companion, did not return.
Yep.
And Sidara, the White's touch took hold of her. She's no longer herself, not truly. Find Bodil. End his suffering. And Sidara, she still sleeps, but her soul cannot rest. They must be freed from this curse. Then, at last, we will have peace. We will join Mother in her sleep. Bodil's earthly vessel might still be in the White's lair. As for Sidara, she sleeps in our hut, beside me. I feel her. So close yet so distant. Please, bring back my loved ones. Free their souls. Then, maybe we can find ourselves again. Join the Mother.
Everything comes in threes. Alright. Let's go find the White's Cave. I'm gonna go do the cave one first. Oops. Yeah, my fucking bonfire's still here. It's just like people always go into places that they shouldn't. Oh my. Hey, buddy. Pretty dark down here. Frozen sword. Oh, it's a one-handed sword. Kind of nice. Do not mourn our dead, just as in childhood we did not understand sleep. So through life we edge toward its final form. Departure is natural. Life was always a gamble. No torches, no incantations, only silence and the hum. Do not stay for what follows. Do not look at dead faces as they turn hollow in the end. I knew it! A thewed Dreamwalker robe. Oh, there was a secret! Just go back down! There was secret! Oh shit! Secret! Flame's Kiss. What does Flame's Kiss do? Your attacks deal 20% extra damage as fire damage. Dealing fire damage burns you. Ah, oh, that kind of sucks. I do love how fast I'm gaining points in two-handed. Alright, I'm gonna walk in here and just kill... Just kill her, right? Maybe?
Thrum. Thrum.
me just knock you out. Let me just knock you out. Oh, it killed her. Alright, well. Oh well, I thought I could just knock her out and put her back into the bed, but nah. She's dead. I don't know why I thought I would be able to knock him out. Oh well. And yes, I know, I took the armor and everything. That's more out of, like, habit than anything else. Just, hey, you don't need these anymore. They're mine now.
I felt it. The weight, it is lifted. Their souls are free, and now there is only one more task to be done. You must send me to her. Wherever Sidara may be, I will follow. And I know we will be closer to Mother then.
Okay.
More than I have ever been. But listen, my body still clings to this world. The flesh resists what the soul has already accepted. When the moment comes, I may fight. Not because I wish to, but because I am still bound to this place. Still outside Sonder. Do not hesitate. Strike true. And when I am gone, let the wind carry my name to Mother.
I don't want to fight you. You've been through enough. You know what? It's what he wants.
Thank you for understanding. For not making this harder than it must be. Let this be the last battle I ever fight.
I'll give you the same treatment. Go to sleep, 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 go to sleep. Oh! That last hit.
Ho ho ho, you're here. Munvarth knew you'd come, even before we headed to the Mother's chamber. He's my friend. My raven friend. I mean, he's a raven. Feathers, wings, a beak, all the raven things. And he's the reason I'm worried. Well, not really him, actually. It's my stupid head, always forgetting things. Before I entered the Mother's dream, I told myself, Yarnsver, remember to let Munvarth out. And, of course, I forgot. Damned useless head, and rip it off my shoulders and toss it into the abyss if I could. You will. I'd do it myself, but I can't go back anymore. For Toids, dreams are a one-way journey. Both Munvarth and I would be forever grateful. Here, this is the key to his cage. It works like any key. Just stick it in the lock and turn it. I hope I can travel back to the waking world. And please, make sure to apologize to Munvarth for me.
You know, I did hear a bird when I was running up to the, to go kill the other guy, the white. Huh. So it wasn't just like a random ambiance noise. It was tied to a quest. Which is neat. Which is what this game does great. It ties so many different, things just together. And they do a really good job of it. You know, I'm carrying all this armor. I'm doing all this strength-motivated things. I don't think, my guy wouldn't have been able to break that little wooden cage. There's a dead naked guy here. Huh, who did that?
Hello, it is you. Did you manage to free him?
I did.
Thank you. I hope he finds a new home, or at least some other ravens to keep him company. And I can already feel my burden lifting. Now I can join Mother and Senya in their chamber.
Alright. What the fuck did he give me? Defiler's Spark. Creates an elemental explosion when you kill an enemy. Talk to Ingvi, like, hey, it's done.
Walker, in the weirdness. You're here. Finally. You have to listen to me.
That's why I'm here. What
I need to
troubles
speak
you?
with Ingvi. But ever since the dream began, I can't leave this place. She must hear this before it's too late. That's exactly the problem. Sonder is a trap. No one can go there. Especially not Ingvi. Please, I'm begging you. You have to help us. The Giant Mother, the one we believe to be Mather, wants us to become her children. To surrender ourselves to her care. But why did we ever assume she was Mather? Our Mother Goddess was a warrior. She gave us the strength to stand against adversity, to unite against those who seek to destroy the Dalriada. And what is this dream, if not turning our backs on our kin? On the other tribes who still fight? Are we to crawl under Mother's skirts while the world burns? Sonder is an escape, and now I see it clearer than ever. If we flee into Sonder instead of standing and fighting, we are no longer Dalriada. There is no honor in this. We are on the verge of losing everything. Our identity as Toid. Our very souls.
You want me to relay your message?
I don't know if it'll be enough. But you have to try. Tell Ingvi that Rune reminds her of the duty of every Dalriada. We stand and fight. We dunny run. The Giant Mother is not Mather. She's nothing but a weak, selfish wretch who would see the Tuig destroyed.
If I refuse, you won't enter Sonder anyways, and you don't want to.
I know my plea must sound desperate. If you grant my request, I'll enter Sonder. I'll be thrown into it whether I want it or no. But if that is the only way to save the tribe, then I will do it. I will sacrifice myself for them.
Alrighty. Sounds interesting.
Walker in the weirdness. You return. Welcome. I've heard the voice. The member.
I'm here on Rune's behalf. It's important.
Ah, Runa. I suppose that means you simply must tell me whatever it is. Just because it is his wish. He has told you, I hope, how much he longed to become chieftain. He tried everything to be chosen. One of those attempts nearly cost me my life. But among the Thoid, ambition is one of the gravest sins. That is why I was chosen as chieftain. I was the only one who did not seek it.
Rune believes Sonder is a death trap for the Thud. Seems Rune is trying to challenge your authority, so I don't need to remove his burden.
I was chosen, as is the way of the Thoid. I couldn't refuse. It was the will of the tribe. As for Runa, he would have thrived as an Ulfrite. I have no idea how he managed to pass our trials. Whatever he's asked of you, know this. Runa has his own reasons for stirring up trouble. So tell me, what is it this time? Does he now? And he's only just come to this realization. Now that he's in there, and I'm stuck here. Let me guess. He wants to switch places. To take the chieftain's seat while there's still a tribe left to lead.
Rune knows that once I rid him of his burden, he will be forced to enter Sonder, even though he doesn't want to. He believes the giant mother is not mother, and that Sonder is a shameful escape.
An escape? That is what I feared. I never would have thought Runa and I could be of the same mind. You're voicing my own concerns. Thoid, the forefather of our tribe, was a warrior. We have never forgotten his teachings. And Mother? Who knows? Maybe we've given too much meaning to something that, in the end, is just another creature. Immortal and mystical she may be, but she still has her own goals and desires. The difference between us is that I face my challenges, while Runa flees from his at all costs. Taking him at his word would be naive, but I cannot ignore what he says. I bear a great responsibility. On the one hand, there is the myth the Thoid have followed for centuries. On the other, my own doubts, and the opinion of a man who's known to work against me. Tell me, Walker in the Weirdness, you do not share our burdens. What would you do in my place?
Let's see. Sonder seems suspicious. You should think carefully before you follow this path. If Sonder is the Thud's dream, perhaps it's better to let go of the Dalriata values.
I will. You have my word. You, Walker in the Weirdness, see things in a way the Thoid cannot. We've always placed our trust in intuition. And if mine tells me there may be truth in Runa's words, perhaps I should heed by it. Thank you for your involvement. My duty as chieftain is to hear the voices of my entire tribe, even those who are not respected, like Runa. You may leave me to my thoughts now.
Okay, so are you gonna come back? Are you gonna go to the moot? Gotta go let this dude know. Hey, message received. Every time I die, I should do 5 jumping jacks. It's been a minute since I've died.
Ingvi has proven herself a worthy chieftain. She heard my plea.
For someone remaining, Scold awaits me at Mother's chamber. We're gonna put Mother down. And I'll use this axe to do it.
have come, Walker in the Weirdness.
I have.
Jarnsfor, Rune, Alfild, Thrym. You do not yet grasp the weight you have lifted from their shoulders. No matter how great or small their burden, it still bound them, kept them from journeying towards the deepest layer of the dreaming. But now they may step into Mother's chamber, and you shall be granted this privilege as well. After all, this is why you are here, is it not? You shall see my sister, Senja, and Mother, whose dreams we have shared, and in whose dreams we long to become one. Yes, that is why you will enter Mother's chamber, Walker. The choices that must be made shall be made within. No matter the outcome, you have the gratitude of all Thoid. Were it not for you, we could not have embraced the dreaming. We could not have stood before Mother's chamber. Do not fear. No harm will come to you in the dreaming. I know that you are expected, Walker. Indeed, the time has come.
Skald, a warrior mystic of the Thud, Skald is the first to greet the one foretold in the prophecy, the Walker in the Weirdness. Once a dreamer alongside his sister Senja, he abandoned the path, believing Mother's dream to be a weight too great to carry. Though respected for his skill in both battle and magic, Skald carries quiet doubt. He watches over Senja as she sinks deeper into sleep, uncertain whether she will ever wake again. His calm words hide an unease that the dream he once fled may now be reaching its end. Just gonna push open these giant fucking stone doors.
I have watched your journey, Walker in the Weirdness.
Oh, somebody stuck in amber.
I saw how you helped the lost Thoid children face their burdens. The weight that kept them from entering this chamber. For that, you have my gratitude.
You're welcome.
But I know you have your own purpose.
I do.
Now tell me what it is.
First off, I have some questions.
I welcomed you as my guest, so I will grant you this privilege. Ask then, Walker in the Weirdness.
Who are you exactly?
In your tongue, you might call me Moonrose. I was known as the Giant of Bloom and Ash. I stood beside my brothers and sisters as they entered this world. And I stood beside them when they faded into eternity, guiding them on their final journey. If you have asked the Thoid, then you have already heard the truth. I have not deceived them, nor have they deceived you. Sonder is both a place and a state of being. It is the deepest layer of my dreaming. When the Thoid sink deeply enough into my dream, and linger long enough to reach Sonder, they cross a point of no return. They remain there forever. Finally safe, cut off from a world that races toward its own demise. You humans cling so desperately to the waking world. Your dreams are fleeting. You dream, then wake, and in doing so, you destroy what you have dreamt. The Thoid follow a path to end that destruction. To stop waking. The vigil was the first step. Those brief visits prepared them for a reality beyond the waking world. Because I dreamt of our meeting, Walker in the Weirdness. I could not wait. You bring change. And in the waking world, change is the greatest force of all. The human child, Senya, the keeper of my dreams, delivered the message to the Thoid. With your arrival, the dreaming would begin, and their final burdens would be cast away. Nobody should fall asleep, weighed down by earthly concerns. They only bring fear and nightmares. And there are enough of those in the waking world. They have no place in the dreaming. We swore fealty to the human king. Arthur spoke in our language, and his words were resonant, full of wisdom. He promised us an Avalon free of those who could shape reality through the weirdness, twisting it to serve their own whims. We helped him drive the Four-Dwellers back to Tuathan. We helped him because he showed us a vision of the world where all were equal. From the moment we bowed our heads, he ruled over us. After the terrible war, Arthur gave us an order to sleep. And so the dreaming came to be.
Ah.
Don't you already know the answer, Walker in the Weirdness? You see the world beyond my dreaming. It is a layer of reality steeped in suffering. A place where all that lives is doomed to perish. No civilization will endure. It happened to the Four-Dwellers. It happened to us, the Giants. And now, your own end draws near.
It does.
Avalon is no longer a place that favors you.
I don't think it's a place that ever favored us.
The Avalon you know is falling apart. Its collapse began the moment you humans set foot on this island.
Ah.
Your presence brought conflict. And that conflict has irreparably weakened the very foundations of this land's reality. For a short while, you delayed the inevitable. You found ways to buy yourselves more time. Even those are failing now. Because we share a unique, carefully cultivated bond. Long ago, the Thoid turned to me, for they saw me as a mother. They sought my guidance, and for generations, devoted themselves to drawing even closer to me. Until at last, Senya appeared, offering herself completely so that the path to Sonder might open for humanity's children. Elder Ingevi, in turn, took upon herself the burden of ensuring Sonder for all her kin.
Oh yeah?
This is the nature of our bond. Both the Thoid and I have given much of ourselves, despite the weight of the burdens placed upon us. Then let me ask you one. What brought you before the Dreamer?
I need to retrieve King Arthur's crown. I want Ingvi to attend the moot. I don't know what I want. I just keep pushing forward.
To push forward despite hardships and burdens. I do not see the purpose in fighting for a world like the Waking One. But that is your choice, human child. And I respect it. I also know you need Ingevi. You wish for her to honor the old Del Rida custom and attend the moot. The gathering, so desperately awaited by the voice of the tribes. But Ingevi's place is here, among us. And when her kin entered my chamber, the Thoid Elder's burden was lifted. She has no reason to remain in a world crumbling into ruin. all for the ambitions of one old man.
The Thud are needed in the waking world. Gefnir wants the Delriata to unite and march upon Camelot. Need Arthur's helmet. I do this.
The Thoid are not needed by anyone. Gerfan clings to his dreams of unification and retribution, stubbornly picking at wounds that refuse to heal. Tell me, Walker, do you truly believe uniting the Delrida will change the fate of this world? That marching for Camelot will break the cycle? The Thoid have suffered enough. Now they have a choice. Leave this crumbling world behind, or stay and drown with it. You ask me to let them fade into nothingness. I cannot allow that. I don't want to.
Enough. There is no reasoning with the giant's stubborn nature. No matter what you say, she'll keep dragging you deeper into the labyrinth of her mind. That is why I ordered the giants to sleep. Their nature was unpredictable. They reveled in strange manipulations, willing to wager their own lives in primitive bets and frivolous games. And so, I speak. Whatever this one demands, grant it. That is the order of the king to whom you swore fealty.
I was wondering how long you would stay silent, letting the human whose body you stole speak for you. You have lasted surprisingly long. I suppose emptiness and oblivion have taught you some humility. Nevertheless, greetings, Arthur. I am glad I have finally dreamt of this moment. The moment I can tell you, face to face, that everything is your fault. Avalon is falling because you existed. Because you continue to exist. This is also the moment I accuse you of murdering my children. And the children of the other giants. Your human king got to know us well. When he ordered the giants to sleep, he knew that our children could not dream. Dreaming is something giants grow into with age. Having no choice but to obey, we left our children behind in the waking world. Alone, defenseless, condemned to the coldness of death. Quiestra, the child I once held in my arms, never dreamed with me. While I built layer upon layer of my dreaming, she was dying. But I had time. Enough time to dream of Sonder. A place and a state where death holds no power. There, I will dream, Quiestra. I will give shelter to the entire Thoid tribe, including Ingavi. I will not abandon any more children to the waking world.
I have made many terrible mistakes during my reign, but I always considered what was best for my people. At least, that was my intention. I wanted to make Avalon our home, free from the plague, free from forces that would seek to oppose us. I thought that my return would restore balance, that I could prevent Avalon's fall.
Your idea of what is good is twisted, human king. As for you, mortal, yes, you need the blessing of the tribes to claim the crown. Those were the terms of the sacred pact, but you will have to manage without the Thoid. They will all come with me into Sonder. I will care for them as if they were my own children. And I will save them from this world's corruption.
So, fall of Avalon must be stopped. And contrary to what Arthur claims, he does not need to be part of that. Dreaming is not the only layer of reality where life and the future exist. I have walked many others. Ingvi has fulfilled her duty to the tribe. Now she must fulfill her duty to the Dalriata. I demand it as the one who has aided the Thude. I will wake your kin and release them from the oath they swore. Ooh.
To leave for Sonder, knowing my brothers and sisters have been freed from an order given centuries ago. Tempting. But as for your words, human child, how can I be sure you'll follow through on this decision?
You can't. But Arthur said your kind enjoyed wagers. Let's call this your final bet before entering Sonder. You have seen what I have done for the Thude. Judge for yourself what it is worth. I, Walker of the Weirdness, hereby swear an oath.
We once trusted the oath of a human king, and it led only to the death of our children. No. I will not abandon Ingvi to a world that is falling into ruin. The Elder will join the dreaming and enter Sonder with us. Our meeting ends here.
I should have done the
Walker.
wager.
You will have to dream what lies beneath the king's threat without the blessing of the Thoid tribe. Leave now and let us dream.
Shit. We're gonna have to do all that again. Laundry's done. Alright, we're gonna speed run this part.
I have you put the you you put
Fuck, what did I pick before? Oh.
to leave for Do you know, Walker, why we have always been drawn to games and wagers? Why we were willing to stake our fate on the roll of a die? Because nothing was ever truly ours. Even as giants, we were bound by the weirdness, by those who could wield it. But a wager is freedom. In an instant, your fate is placed on a precarious scale. It is the only law that does not enslave. It allows a choice. And so, of course, I accept. Even if I never see the outcome, I will dream of all the possibilities. I release Ingvi from her journey to Sonder. May she carry the burden of the Thoid who remain in the waking world. But you, leave now and let us dream.
That was my first fucking choice. And then I was like, well, let's see what happens if I do the oath. Which I knew was probably going to be the bad thing. But, well, here we are. Why couldn't the giants live alongside the Dalriata? Why did they have to sleep?
And what do you think would have become of Avalon if the warlike Dalrita, already revering the giants as they are now, had the chance to worship them as living, active beings. The giants were too powerful to remain among us, especially on lands gifted to the tribes of the Dalrita. There were those among us who demanded their complete destruction. That I would not allow. It was already punishment enough that they enslaved their own children and used them as a bargaining tool. I do not blame the Theod mother for her anger. She has every right to it.
It's true what she said about the children of the giants, that you enslaved them.
At the time, I saw no other way. We had no way to control the giants, and we couldn't allow them to form an alliance with the Four-Dwellers. So we resorted to deception. The giants are cunning creatures. Had we not gained the upper hand, they would have turned on us at the first opportunity. I am not proud of it, but war follows its own cruel laws.
That argument is growing tiresome.
It is. And you should stop asking questions when you already know the answer. That way, you won't be so easily bored.
I mean, he's not wrong. Alright, Ingvi. You're coming to the moot. The only tribe I couldn't get is the Swine tribe, but fuck them. They're a bunch of douchebags. And they're pretty much all dead anyways, so...
Walker in the weirdness. You return. Welcome.
Mother releases you from the obligation to enter Sonder. You may join it, but you do not have to.
I don't know what to say. Has Mother sensed my doubts? My true burden? Deep down, I've always felt that Sonder was not my destiny. I envied Therov for joining One-Eye's rebellion and getting to see the world. I envied Taranis for his work with the Alchemists' Guild. Now I will have the chance to know real life. But I cannot be the elder of a tribe with no tribe. Perhaps I will join those who refused Mother's call. For the first time in my life, I feel free.
All right.
I don't know how Gerfan will react to an elder without a tribe. But, well, he summoned me, so I will come. There is a reason why the Thoid made me their elder. My power, despised by the other Delrida, is truly unrivaled. And on the battlefield, a skilled Thoid is worth 10 Volker warriors steeped in Mather's fury. The Thoid. We have long been divided between those who follow Mother and those who were deaf to her call. Or at least, that's what we believed. That they were cowards, unfaithful, ungrateful wretches. But I was never convinced by those words. To me, they were simply brothers who dared to walk their own path, even at the cost of eternity. Deep down, I admired them. I am still Thoid, and I am young. When I come of age, I can bring more Thoid into this world. Perhaps even with the help of those who return home one day.
You're not afraid they will be different from the Thoid you know?
It's hard to say, but I don't truly care. They will either accept us, or they won't. But who knows? Perhaps this time we will grow closer to them. I've always thought they envied our direct connection to Mother. With Mother gone, perhaps we will finally build a true rapport. I am certain they will be. They will believe what they choose to believe. It will be a new beginning. My role as Elder was to guide the Thoid of old to the dreaming. But those who come after them will live in the waking world, and I will guide them too. At last, I will be allowed to grow up. And I'll admit, I cannot wait. I know I will always wonder what Sonder would have been like. And I know my heart will grieve for my kin. But something tells me this path is not closed to me forever. If there truly is a place we go after death, perhaps it is Sonder. That would also align with Runa's claim that Sonder is a trap, and that, in truth, everyone dies before entering Sonder. Maybe he was right. If
Just got
so,
a weird feeling of deja vu.
then when I die, my soul will awaken in Sonder. I will see my tribe again. And finally, I will meet Mother. That is what I have decided to believe. See you at the moot, Walker in the Weirdness. Thank you for everything you've done for us.
No problem. Ingvi, barely 16, Ingvi was chosen as Elder of the Thud for the very reason she never wanted the title. Among her people, ambition is a grave sin, and she learned early on what unchecked hunger for power can cost. Young as she is, she carries the burden meant for someone twice her age. The Thud stand apart, bound to Mother and to the promised Sonder, yet Ingvi cannot silence the thought that they may have mistaken faith for certainty. She trusts intuition, but she also knows how easily a whole tribe can be led astray. Behind her calm resolve sits a quieter grief, how little time she has had to truly live, to grow up, to choose anything for herself. Before the world demands, she decides for everyone. All right. He's not going to be happy that, like, yeah, the Sphene tribe, they're not going to come because, well, they're dead.
Yes? Who have you managed to convince? Ah, that cursed stagfather of theirs. I've heard the rumors about what happened in the Sphene village. Even weakened, they would have been an important ally in the war to come. A war that might never happen if we fail to gather enough strength. Well then, if they prefer to worship a god who slaughters his own followers for amusement, who am I to judge? If that's truly their decision, perhaps it's better they don't join us. How did you manage to convince the Thoid tribe? They've always kept to themselves, no matter the hardships we faced. You've done the impossible, and I want to give you an artifact the Thoid tribe once guarded. Here, a part to the king's armor they were tasked with guarding. It will aid you as you face the challenges of the king's threat.
Ooh.
Could it be that the Volker have uncovered the truth about Mother? Unbelievable. Of all the tribes, I thought the Volker would be the least likely to show. Take these pieces of the king's armor. once guarded by the Volker. A gift in return for the help you gave them. May they serve you well in the king's threat. You have no idea how glad I am that the threat of Tryggve has passed, and that they've managed to appoint a new chieftain. The members of the Ulfred tribe are always the first to fight. Their strength and endurance are unmatched.
So had I not listened to Seth, I would have had all 4 fucking tribes come to the moot.
Especially against Camelot. So, allow me to offer you a gift in thanks for aiding their tribe. A unique piece of our king's armor, forged by Ulfr himself, the very forefather they take their name from. Go now, my king, and reclaim your crown. All the tribes can do now is patiently wait for your return.
I honestly think I have his full set. King Arthur's Boots increases critical damage by up to 100% depending on missing health. You deal increased damage to 4 dweller enemies. When damage is taken, physical damage, spell power, attack speed, and critical damage increase by 5%. The effect disappears after 5 seconds from the last time you deal more damage to 4 dweller enemies. King Arthur's Greaves. You have a 1% to instantly kill an enemy if it has less than 50% health. Increases critical chance by 25% when your health is below 50%.
Now you ask me, when it was your choices and actions that led to those consequences. Not all of the Dalrita came, and this is surely not the outcome Gerfhanna hoped for. But since you ask for my thoughts, the Dalrita united would be an unstoppable force. If we wish to avoid bloodshed, perhaps it's good that not everyone followed the voice of the tribes.
So as far as armor goes, I'm pretty sure I have all of King Arthur's armor. So we got his breastplate. His gloves. His legs. And his boots. All we miss are his cape and his helmet. I have a feeling we're going to be fighting some 4 dwellers in here. Oh yeah. There's our first victim. Bitch. Think I need anything help in here? Do you know who I am? The name is Flanders. Giant has fallen. Motherfucker didn't even get a chance to swing his sword. Or his mace. His cudgel. Nothing stands against the might of Flanders. There's some weird assholes up there. I didn't mean to go into third person. Shithead. Look, it's another giant. Kill you like I killed the last giant in fucking Dark Souls 2. Slashing at your fucking ankles. Yeah, crumble, you little bitch. Nothing is gonna stop me. For I am the mighty Flanders. Ooh. A duel on a bridge. They gave him one quick whack as he went down. I'll take that wooden spoon into combat with me. I'm critting so many fucking times. Like every other swing was a crit. Watcher's Mantle. What is the Watcher's Mantle? You are 50% less visible when stationary out of combat. What a wonderful thing to have for like a rogue. What did that say? What was that? Successful box appearance into your weapon. Okay. Smoldering Wrath. Critical hits light your weapon on fire for 5 seconds, increasing damage dealt by 15% and burning enemies. I was meant to come in through this way. Instead, I came in the back way. Is this it? Is this going to be the final chamber? There's a portal here. The big old bones here. I guess not. That's the final chamber. Oh, I smell of ambush. It's not really an ambush. He's right there. Definitely going to be a boss fight. It's just me, Ella, baby. Alright.
I am his burden, the man beneath the myth. I am the face that time forgot, the name that was never enough.
Okay, here we go.
First, you used these people to win yourself a kingdom, and now you herded them here under threat of being stomped to death by giants if they leave or disobey. After all that they've gone through, all that they've done, all that they've suffered, this is how you intend to repay them?
No kingdom will stand with people like them within its borders. They would have to change their ways. The Del Rita are not ready for this. You know this.
You did worse than all of them combined, and you are the one responsible for all they've done so far. They fought for your name and under your banners. Does this mean you're not fit to be a king? Not ready to have a kingdom?
I left the heritage of Pendragon behind me. I severed the ties between myself and my tribe. I lost all that tied me to the past when I became king. I set a new path for myself. They are not ready to do that.
Bullshit. You forced them to go against their sacred traditions. You destroyed their identities. They betrayed their comrades because you ordered them to. They kidnapped the children of the Giants because you told them to do it. Everything they did was so that you could win this war. And now what? You're going to punish them for being your best, fiercest soldiers, most loyal of your men?
This is not...
Oh, stop with your excuses already. You broke them, and now you're abandoning them to starve or freeze to death in these damned lands.
This kingdom needs to be built on peace, Caradoc. Letting them live among merchants, lords, and ladies in Camelot or Timberwall. How would that go?
Exactly as anyone would expect it to go.
So we would end up with a civil war. Right after we won the war that almost annihilated us all.
Oh, damn you.
Yeah.
I've had enough. I stood by you through everything. Even what you did to me. The seawall. I let it all slide. I told myself it was for something. For a noble cause. But this is where I draw the line. I renounce my oaths, and I'm walking away. Put a blade in my back if that helps you sleep. I don't care. Not anymore.
This has had such a great fucking story. King Arthur's crown is unlike any other royal symbol, shaped more like a helmet than a coronet. It was enchanted to grant him authority over the giants of the forlorn swords, beings no mortal could ever command. More than a tool of power, the crown is also said to contain a fragment of Arthur's soul, bound to it through rites now lost to time. Its presence carries weight, not through magic alone, but through the legacy it holds. No one had seen the crown since Arthur's fall. Until now. King Arthur's crown. Increases strength, dexterity, perception, practicality, and spirituality by 5. And you do more damage to fort dwellers. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back.
Now I remember it all. I left the best of my people here. I betrayed their loyalty. And for what? Everything is in ruin. Everything I struggled to build is corrupted. This land, it had a glorious past, but it has no future. There is no way to save it.
You were really unfair to the Dalriada.
I know. I see it now. And it was my decision that cost them the ability to grow and change. I may have been right about the diagnosis. Now I see I could have been wrong about the cure. The tribes helped us win the war. They were fearless and followed every order. They were the most loyal of all. But I left them broken. And after the war, their bloodlust was insatiable. I had to do something. This felt like the only choice.
Was that about the Pendragons?
I come from the Pendragon bloodline. A heritage drenched in as much blood as that of the Del Rita. A heritage that pillaged and fought in the homelands for longer than anyone can remember. And unable to build anything that withstood the test of time. I decided to leave it behind me when we won the war against the Four Dwellers, and built our kingdom on Avalon on stronger foundations. Now we've seen that my bloodline must have been cursed. The giants sided with our enemy. We had to find a way to remove them from the equation. So, under cover of night, the tribes stole their children. I told the giants their offspring were our hostages, and that we would slaughter them if they refused to bend the knee.
That's real nice.
One of the most humiliating moments of that whole war. Both for me and for the Del Rita. Caradoc had the clearest eyes of any of us. He saw things for what they were. And I think I destroyed that. Destroyed him with all I did. I turned him into this. And now he's only a shadow of the man I once knew. He used to carry hope. Now all he carries is vengeance. There's nothing left. Nothing worth saving. Nothing worth rebuilding. I gave everything I had to this land. My blood, my soul, my name. And the land devoured it all.
Yeah, it did.
I betrayed the ones who believed in me. I cut down the men who fought for me. I turned away from my own blood to build something better. And all I built was another ruin. I thought I was forging a future. I was just extending the fall.
So, the crown. What do we do about the giants?
Do what you want. There's nothing about this land that I recognize anymore. All I've ever done got turned into dust, corrupted against my intentions, destroyed. Why bother?
Huh. Well, I said I was going to set the giants free, and that's what I intend to do.
Once and future king, you return. Speak your will through the mortal you now inhabit. Is it time for us to awaken?
Yes, I order you to march on Camelot. You will lead the Dalriada tribes. Yes, I order you to bring order to the Forthorn Swords. You must suppress the Dalriada's thirst for war. It is time for you to rest. You may sleep forevermore.
We have waited for this moment for ages. We shall return to the home of our ancestors. We are grateful for this decision. Your will shall be done.
They no longer need to fight in a war that isn't theirs. I think that calls the elevator. Charred Conclave. Well, there is somewhere else on the map I have to go. Somewhere kind of off the beaten path. I'm trying to remember where it was. Was it down here? I think it was down here. This Tomb of Sir Galahad? Is that where we are? Apparently nobody's been in here for years, but all these candles are lit. A lucky knife. Reduces max health by 10. Attacks. Okay. Galahad! The Penitent Guard Vambracers. Boots. Cuirass. God Helm. Fucking point your finger at me, you jerk. A different Galahad. The Great Sword of Living Ice. Increases critical damage by 50%. Critical hits have a chance to break the blade, losing all bonuses. Blade automatically regenerates itself after some time. Every item of gear that we're collecting gives pretty much negative shit. Yeah, I caught the skeleton on fire. Damn it. I am overburdened. Alright, these are all the same. Let's see. This is Ashes, Virtue, Penitent. There you go. Oh, ah. I wonder if we'll get to see the very first Galahad.
After everything I did for you, you won't even let me rest in peace. I'm not talking to you, you mongrel. I'm speaking to the one hiding inside you, like a coward.
Let me speak to him, young one. Galahad, my friend.
That's awesome.
We come to you in our hour of need.
It wasn't enough to tamper with immortality on your own. You had to drag us into it too. Do you know, it was only after I died that I understood what you'd done. Becoming a Four-Dweller, Arthur. Really?
I've always valued your counsel, Galahad. But we were losing the war, and you were no longer at my side. I had no choice but to try becoming as powerful as they were.
Nonsense. There's always a choice, and you have made the worst one. How could you fraternize with the enemy? Go against everything we fought for? You're right. I wasn't there. If I had been, I'd have beaten you to death with my bare fists before letting you follow the advice of that old charlatan.
It was my choice, not Merlin's.
Keep telling yourself that. I know the truth. I always knew the old man was a manipulator. And you had too much on your shoulders to see what he was really doing.
I respect your opinion, Galahad. I only regret that we meet under these circumstances.
As do I. So, what now? You're taking my remains for a little trip. And I'm supposed to serve you again? Not that you're giving me a choice. If you take me from this place, my essence will be bound to your will. I never really had a choice, did I? The war, your transformation. It would have happened with or without me.
Probably, yes. But now, at least we can see it through to the end.
Do what you want. It's not like I have a choice. This will be the last time you hear me fully aware.
Then, is there anything you want to say to me, Galahad?
Just one thing. May the weirdness take you, traitor.
Galahad is slain. Nah. You get the Summon Galahad spell. Sir Galahad Sabatons. Increases dash counter by 100% when your stamina is below 50%. Increases melee retaliation by 10%. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Galahad's helmet. Increases incoming health by 200% when your health is below 10%. Increases attack speed. Galahad's chest plate. Galahad's mace. Each attack is a critical hit? What? And it's a one-handed weapon. No, it's a two-handed weapon. Each hit is a critical hit? Oh my lord. Oh my Lanta, we're using that. Guaranteed critical hit. Oh, I am overburdened by 2. Oh, that's okay. I can easily rectify that. Look at all the effects I have from the food. I honestly didn't expect to come in here and find any of this, but I'm glad I did. Hello.
Your Majesty, it's an honor to have you among us again. Thank you for helping me find my way back to your knight. I regret not doing a better job of guarding him.
Who are you?
My name is Fianola. I am here on behalf of the Royal Geographers. I was sent to do, well, quite a lot of work, actually. And as useful as it would be, the wordness never blessed me with an extra set of hands. Say, traveler, how would you feel about joining the oldest, most prestigious guild in Avalon? Oh, but you've already done the most important thing. You found what was lost and opened a new path. What better way to prove yourself as a true geographer in the making? I'm a Pict. I can sense the wordness and the spirits within it. I knew you weren't alone when I saw you emerge. The soul you carry, however weak it may appear, is deeply connected to the wordness, and to Avalon itself. Souls like that are rare. Besides, only the one who wields the power of Excalibur within could open this tomb, and that is rarer still.
First Galahad was somehow even angrier than the one I met before, but he didn't seem so bad.
You've met Sir Galahad the Pure? It fascinates me how he both is and isn't the ideal successor to the first Galahad. They share the same drive, the same sharp edge of cruelty, but for the first Galahad, that cruelty was a means to an end, not the end itself. Or so I've heard.
In the first and the last, it feels like nothing ever really changes on Avalon.
On the contrary, everything is always changing. Sometimes it's hard to keep up. Though, maybe that's just me finally getting properly old. But you're right about one thing. Violence, and those who thrive on it, never seem to change. The worst kind of constant in a sea of chaos. Everything. Our most important mission is preservation of Avalon and the pillars it was built on. We were sworn to protect the tombs of the first knights, but they were lost to us. There were rumors that the tombs were sealed, and only King Arthur could open them. Turns out, the rumor was true after all. Avalon's nature is ever-shifting, ever-changing. The wordness transforms not only living beings, but the land itself. Some places become unreachable, while others that appear are new to us. And there are those that have been forgotten, waiting to be rediscovered and brought into the light. Yet you use our maps, don't you? Our work is vital, but often unseen. For centuries we've roamed this island, charting its every corner and noting the dangers that unsuspecting travelers might face. You should be more appreciative, you know. I appreciate your eagerness, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. The other tombs are scattered across Avalon, hidden and sealed, waiting for the one who can call the knights back. Let your soul guide you. Find them, and I will find you. Go well, traveler. There are more souls still waiting to be found.
Alrighty. I wish this shit was in order. I guess I'm not gonna get the chance to read about it because I didn't see her in anywhere. And she's not a fucking monster. Though I am missing some monsters. Oh, there she is. Fionola is both a Pict and a royal geographer, a combination that makes her uniquely suited to navigate Avalon's shifting landscape. Her connection to the weirdness runs deep, woven into her very being. While most see chaos in the fog, Fionola reads its patterns, deciphering secrets hidden for centuries. All we have left now is to go to the Charred Conclave. That was in Kunak. Where is the closest? This is the closest.
Galahad. I should have known he wouldn't be too happy about being brought back. But I hoped he'd died in peace, and would return in peace. I was wrong.
You didn't get along, even when he was alive?
War isn't a time when you can afford likes and dislikes. Galahad was a great warrior. He made decisions no other commander dared to. But would he have been a good leader in times of peace? I doubt it. That's why news of his death in battle came as a relief to me. Men like him, once they gain momentum, are nearly impossible to stop. In that regard, he and Galahad the Pure were quite alike. He led a dangerous expedition, one of the most important of the Age of Conquest. Had it succeeded, the war might have ended much sooner, but it didn't. And so the fighting went on. After the war, I had his remains recovered and this tomb built. Over time, he came to be seen as a noble martyr. But who he really was, well, you've seen that for yourself. I regret the fate he met. Let's make sure his sacrifice wasn't in vain.
To the Charred Council. And I gotta test out this mace real quick. Every hit is a critical strike, so... This is some powerful shit, man. The final place, the final door stands before us. Wait a minute. Yes, the crown. I forgot. When using the King's Soul, your physical damage spell power increases 50%. When using King's Soul, your actions do not cost mana or stamina and do not use up normal quality ammunition. Killing an enemy restores a portion of the King's Soul. You know what? I'll take that, and then we have 3 points to distribute. Let's see. Let's see. King's Soul, you deflect all incoming projectiles. The King's Soul is fully charged. Automatically use it. Nope. Finishers, restore. No. When using King's Soul, your damage increased by 50% for each enemy killed. Blast. Use King's Soul Weird Shield collects 10% of the damage. Done to you. Or death to you. When the King's Soul ends, you gain a mana shield equal to the accumulated damage. Yes. I forgot all about that. Until just now. Ooh. No, okay, nothing else. What awaits us on the other side of this portal?
So, you finally made it.
I did.
Took you long enough.
Bitch.
I hope you're ready, because this is it. The beginning of the end.
You've been waiting for me?
Philosophically, not you specifically, but someone like you. Literally. Yes, and I was getting quite bored with the wait. This is the Charred Conclave. A graveyard for druids, burned alive as scapegoats for the Red Death. It's a reminder of what happens when people fear what they don't understand.
I guess Ghost is still having issues with Helldivers too.
Well, first, you're going to meet my former employer. We don't see eye to eye anymore, but we both realize that our collaboration yields results, as shown by you being here. He'll try to sugarcoat the hard truths I've been telling you from the beginning, spin them differently. Never mind. Why waste time here talking about it when you're just a step from the end? It's best if you just go forth and see for yourself. They spoke out. They should have stayed silent, kept to their herbs and potions. But they didn't. They believed their ancient knowledge, ugly and painful truths from times long past, could save Avalon from the plague. And maybe they were right. But people don't want the truth when it's covered in blood. Cruel rituals. Sacrifices, hard choices in search of real results. They called it wisdom, knowledge gleaned from the weirdness itself. But to the people, everything they did was unnatural, costly, and frightening. The druids believed their results would justify the costs. They thought Avalon would see them as saviors. But the people didn't understand, and fear turned to fire. Well, the Red Church and their politicians made sure of that.
Yeah.
The druids became a convenient enemy, a way to shift the blame and tighten their grip on power. It's always so simple, so banal, isn't it? Well, death doesn't always mean an ending. It was a sacrifice so costly, so cruel, so pointless, that it tore a rift in the fabric of this world. An ultimate wound. And so you're the closest you'll ever come to seeing the true shape of this world. To greet you, I was once where you are now. A knight with questions, searching for answers.
I wouldn't technically say I'm a
That
knight.
search led me to this place. And here I found my answers. Now it's your turn. Just remember, this is the point of no return. Once you step through, there's no going back. But if you've come this far, I suppose you already knew that.
I did.
Go on. He's waiting for you.
That's actually a pretty good picture. I'm not gonna lie.
At last we meet. I've heard much about you. Your choices, your determination. Caradoc isn't easily impressed, but he was impressed with you. Few dare to seek the truth buried in Avalon shadows. Fewer still make it this far. I was the first. Caradoc followed when my brethren burned and the tear opened. And now, here you are. A truly rare and joyful occasion. Oh, forgive my lack of manners. I am Orin, the last apprentice of Merlin, and the last archdruid of Avalon. I've carried the weight of this land's secrets longer than I care to admit. But names mean little. What matters is the task before us. What lingers here, it's older than Avalon. Older than anything we know. What you see is the beginning of weirdness itself. Its purest form, raw potential, unshaped by anything but its lack of boundaries and limits. Beautiful, isn't it? Oh, precisely the opposite of what Caradoc wants. I want you to help me resurrect King Arthur. Properly this time.
So he wants to kill him properly, and you want to resurrect him properly.
Ridiculous, I know. But yes, that's what it boils down to. At some point, we stopped seeing eye to eye and chose different paths. Ultimately, though, both our paths led to you. Yes, please let me explain. By the end of his life, Arthur became obsessed with his legacy. He left mementos, artifacts that embodied the virtues he wanted Avalon to preserve. Excalibur, a symbol of loyalty and sacrifice. The crown of Pendragon, a beacon of courage and resilience. The shield of Palamedes, wisdom and independence. But Merlin and the others didn't believe that would be enough. The memory of war and the fragility of peace was still too fresh. So they acted. When the king died, his soul wasn't allowed to move on. It was shattered, bound to those artifacts. A clever solution, but ultimately flawed. They feared losing what Arthur represented more than losing Arthur himself. They thought the king's essence would endure, if bound to his relics. You can't pick and choose with a soul, but that's exactly what Merlin did. He focused on 3 parts of Arthur: his strength, wisdom, and courage. He left out 2 pieces. One, tainted by the Four Dwellers' magic, was deemed too dangerous. The other was his humanity, the most fragile part. Merlin thought compassion and doubt were weaknesses, unfit for a king. Without them, Arthur became hollow. A king with power, but no heart. That way, Avalon's greatest failure was born. I tried. And I found his humanity. It's here, bound, kept safe. But the Four Dwellers' aspects was left to drift, untethered between worlds. Finding it needed more than magic. It needed someone like you.
Me?
The horrors you endured on that island gave you something no one else has. You can move through the weirdness, touch it, and return whole. That's why you found the King's soul, bound it to yourself, and came back.
So you're saying all of that, everything I went through, was all part of your plan. So I'm just another experiment to you, like the ones on that island.
No. The Asylum treated you as a subject. I see you as a savior. Your suffering gave us a chance. And for that, I am both grateful and deeply sorry.
He got really quiet.
I can see you're still doubting me. I want to bring back our king, whole and complete. I want him to lead again and safeguard Avalon's future.
What if the resurrection fails? Again.
It won't. This time, Arthur will be whole. A king must be more than power. He must be human. That balance is what will save Avalon. Because I've seen what happens without him. Weirdness preys on the weak, and the people are too divided to stand against it alone. Arthur is their only hope. Ever they're left without him, without guidance, chaos takes hold. Division festers. You've seen it during your journeys. If things continue this way, Avalon will tear itself apart long before weirdness finishes the job.
If he's whole, what if the people won't follow him? What if you're wrong? What if unity isn't enough?
They will follow him. That's what people do. When weirdness comes to their doorstep, they'll beg for a savior. And Arthur will answer the call. Help me bring the king back, whole and complete. That's all I ask of you. Now you need to go further. I made my case. Please keep in mind what I told you. This is the only way for Avalon to survive.
I don't think King Arthur actually wants Avalon to survive from what it is now. We've heard him talk throughout all 20 of these parts, and he's just kind of like, yeah, I don't know this Avalon anymore. It's not what it should be. It's not what I left it as. Oh, hey, buddy.
I was there when it all began, when Arthur first set foot on Avalon. I was a knight in his army. We believed in him, in his dream, in his kingdom. And for a while, it was glorious. Every battle felt like a step closer to peace. Every sacrifice justified by the dream we shared. But then came the cost. The war crimes, the impossible decisions, the massacres, slaughters, and irrational cruelty. We turned from knights into butchers, all because his dream demanded it of us. At first I told myself it was necessary, that it was the price of building something great. But the longer it went on, the harder it was to believe. That's when I realized Arthur wasn't a god, a savior, or a king. He was just another man, no different from the rest of us. And no man should have the power to demand such sacrifices.
You want to kill him once and for all. I've heard that before.
But do you understand why I want it so much?
because they made you immortal in the process. Because you hate what you've become, because you feel betrayed, because of some personal vendetta.
I'd like to believe that after 600 years I've moved past pettiness. You need to understand that people thought, and still think, that he was more than human. But he wasn't. He made mistakes, just like any man. And the cost of those mistakes was always paid for by others. I've seen what happens when people cling to kings and myths. They wait, they follow, they waste their lives on promises that never meant anything. But that's not my problem. I'm not here to fix Avalon, or to free anyone. What comes after doesn't matter. Let it all burn, let it rot, let it rebuild. I won't be here to see it.
Even if you destroy Arthur, the Round Table can just crown someone new, replace him. You think people can stand on their own against the weirdness, the monsters? You want people to face adversity without guidance and leadership. Isn't that just chaos waiting to happen? And what if your way leads directly to people's fall and demise?
Arthur's the only myth that still holds weight. And when he's gone, the rest will rot with him. A puppet king, another empty throne, none of it will last. Maybe they'll keep pretending for a while. Maybe they won't. Let them stand, let them fall. It's not my concern. If the weirdness takes them, so be it. At least it won't be another king's failure. Another lie propping up a dying world. It'll just be what it is. And call it chaos, call it freedom, I don't care. Let them rise, let them fall, let them tear each other apart. I just want to watch it all come down, to see the last lie collapse under its own weight. What comes after, that's for the ones still standing to figure out. Then let it. If this world can't stand without a dead king propping it up, maybe it deserves to fall. I've lived longer than any man should. Seen more than anyone should ever bear. And I've waited centuries for this moment, this chance, to end it all. To end him.
Orin made the case that people need Arthur, that they can't face the weirdness alone. Orin believes this resurrection will be different. He says it's the only way to save Avalon. You want to throw away Avalon's hope just like that.
Orin's a druid. That's what they do. They believe. They believe in myths, in symbols, and some of them believe in saving Avalon. I don't believe it's my decision to make. Not Orin's, not Arthur's, not mine. I've watched this cycle turn too many times. I have no stake in what comes after. Only in making sure this nightmare finally ends. We were fools to tamper with forces we didn't understand. Resurrecting Arthur, infusing him with powers of the weirdness. We didn't just bend the natural laws, we shattered them. Such violations of nature's order cannot go unanswered. The bill comes due, sooner or later. Always. This cannot be allowed to continue. Listen, it's taken longer than I ever imagined, but now, here we are. You've done what no one else could, what even I couldn't do. You've brought Arthur's soul back together, almost complete, but not quite. And because of you, I can finally finish what I started centuries ago. So, thank you for bringing us to this moment. You're close now. Just one more step. The last fragment of Arthur's soul is waiting for you. Complete what you came here for. And then, we'll meet again. As allies, or as enemies. That's up to you. Go. Find the last piece, and let's end this. Whatever comes next, I'll be ready. I hope you will be too.
Alrighty. We'll probably see both endings. Camelot. Oh, it wouldn't let me swim. Is this Arthur? It's Hob.
You've come. The one who carries what's left of me.
Oh my god,
Please,
yes!
Don't come any closer. Don't force me to think about coming back again. Just let me finally die.
I didn't expect that. Why do you want to die?
Because I've had enough. Enough of being torn apart and stitched back together. Enough of being used, shaped, and forced to be something I'm not. Do you know what it is like to be a king of nothing? To see the people you swore to protect suffer because of your choices? Or worse, in your name. I've seen towns burnt to the ground, families destroyed, all because someone thought it would serve the greater good. And they called it loyalty. They called it justice. I've been dragged through every dream, every lie they've built around me. And I'm tired. Tired of the weight, of the expectations, of all of it. And most of all, I'm tired of failing.
What about Orn? He's trying to bring you back whole this time. And Caradoc, he wants to destroy you forever. What is it in death that you want?
Orin wants a king, not me. He doesn't see the broken man behind the myth. He sees a symbol, a weapon to wield against the weirdness. But symbols aren't people. They're empty. And the more they're used, the more they hollow out the one who carries them. That's all I've ever been to Orin and the Druids. Do you know what it's like to be a weapon? To be forged, sharpened, and thrown at every problem? He thinks ending me will free Avalon. But what then? Without an idea, a light to guide them, they'll stumble, lose their way, and turn on each other. People always seek something to follow, something to believe in. Take that away, and they'll tear each other apart trying to find it. Or worse, build something even crueler in its place. I want release. I want to stop being a tool in their endless struggle. Kill me. Destroy the last piece of me and use the energy however you wish. Take it yourself and become the new king. Give it to someone else. I don't care. Just don't let me come back again. Let me die.
Not as Arthur, not as the king, just as a simple, normal human being.
The human part of Arthur's soul. Without you, he can't be whole. Do you care what happens next to your kingdom? You've been through a lot, but there has to be another way that doesn't involve your ultimate death.
I don't care. Do you know how freeing that is, to finally not care what happens next? Whether Orin gets his king or Caradoc gets his ruin? To not feel the burden of all my failures? To not see my memory tarnished, my plans, goals, and ambitions dragged through the mud? To not see the suffering my name causes? No more deaths in my shadow. No more kingdoms built on my bones. Another way? There's always another way, isn't there? Another cycle, another resurrection, another lie to keep the world spinning. But please, not for me. Not anymore. I've had enough. I don't want another chance. I want this to be over. Isn't that what you've been doing all along? Carrying what's left of him? You've already taken up the humanity I was meant to represent. Doesn't that prove Arthur doesn't need me anymore? Do what you think is right. That's all I can tell you. Because whatever you decide, it will finally be your choice. Not mine. Not theirs. And that's the only thing I've ever wanted. You hold the choice. I don't care who you side with. Orin, Caradoc, or no one at all. You have all of my soul. Use it. Take it for yourself. Or give it to someone else. I don't even want to know. Do what you will with it. Just let me go. Let me finally rest. Let me die. Please.
It's going to give us 3 choices. I'm going to quick save, and then we're going to go from one choice to the other, to the other, to the other, just so I can see all the endings. It's another motherfucker. Oh, it's Orin.
Help me bring the king back, whole and complete. That's all I ask of you. Now you need to go further. I made my case. Please keep in mind what I told you. This is the only way.
Yeah.
Go on. He's waiting for you. Go on.
Are you doing okay? Let me go. Let me finally rest.
Okay, here we go.
You carried a dying king across the bones of a dying world. Now you stand before what started it all. An idea. I am the reason there must be an ending. I do not guide. I do not judge. I exist so that something can be chosen. I do not offer meaning. I require that one be made. You have brought all things to their conclusion. Now, decide what must remain. Choose, and let the shape of the world follow. You will shape the world to become its witness. You will be seen. You will be followed. You will be blamed. You will break the frame, and what follows will not remember you. You will vanish into the story you chose to restore.
I'm thinking about giving the soul to someone else.
Who do you have in mind?
Oh wow, look at all this. There can't be that many different endings if we choose somebody. Alright, you know, we'll just go down the list.
Then the idea shall endure, unquestioned, repeated, secured by return.
I begged you not to do this. I begged you.
No, I won't let this happen. Not again.
Oh, homeboy.
Through your sacrifice, the king returned, entire, unbroken, and ready to reclaim his throne. You held faith that Avalon's fate still turned with him, that one last rising could bring balance to the broken land. Now he rules again, and the world bends to the weight of your choice, for salvation or for ruin. You gave everything to restore the king, and your journey ended with his return. Closing your eyes upon the sight of Arthur's triumph, you felt no regret, only the certainty that your final choice had been the right one. With One Eye and Captain Brandon working side by side, the South found a peace it hadn't known in years. The roads stayed open, the fields were guarded, and the people finally felt safe. No longer bound to Camelot or the Knights of the Round Table, it became a land ruled by its own people on its own terms. The men here stayed in Kuenak, but Yvain failed to rally the minds and hearts needed for his Grail quest. With no clear leaders and rising tension, both Kuenak and Camelot grew fragile, drifting toward division, with no one left to hold the line. You awakened the giants, only to command their end, leaving no power behind for either side to claim. Without their strength, the balance held, but the divide between Camelot and the Dal Rita remained, wide, bitter, and far from settled. Firgas was named the new Galahad the Loyal. With One Eye and Brandon unable to rally the Dal Rita of the Forlorn Swords, the South remained divided. Firgas prepared Camelot's forces to reclaim the region by strength, determined to restore unity through conquest if necessary. The captain led the South to independence, breaking all ties with Camelot. Under his rule, the Horns of the South flourished. Merchants, pilgrims, and adventurers returned to the roads, and prosperity once again reached the far corners of the land. One Eye ruled the South with the Horns of the South at his side. The Dal Rita, the Forlorn Swords, remained divided, leaving the South strong but isolated. Without wider unity, his rule endured for a time. The future beyond his leadership remained uncertain. Nianta stayed in Kuanak, and the people remained by her side. Though Anselm held the official title, it was Nianta whom the people turned to for guidance, treating her as the true heart of the community. Magat left Kuanak alongside Yvain, surprising many who had long considered him harmless and weak. His fate remained unknown, but in time, the people spoke proudly of the last druid, claiming him as one of their own. Ulfre left Kuanak alongside Yvain, despite concerns about his age. His fate remained unknown, but the people admired him for finding purpose at the end of his life, and spoke of him with lasting respect. Ailey turned to the merchants for support, and for a time the hospital prospered. But when they began charging patients for care, she walked away and opened her own small practice, refusing to serve profit over healing.
Nice.
The Volker joined the rest of the Dal Rita without a matron and without Mathar's blessing. Even so, their warriors kept the ferocity they had once been famed for, tempered now by a clarity that left the other tribes uneasy. They were respected, but only barely. For what greater dishonor is there than turning one's back on the goddess who had made them what they were? Ingui turned away from the eternal sleep, choosing life over dreams. In time, she began to rebuild the Thoid among the living, planting the first seeds of a new future for her scattered people. Under Stronar's leadership, the Ulfra found new strength. He rebuilt the tribe and reunited them with the rest of the Dal Rita, restoring their place among the tribes of the Forlorn Swords. Following Glerna's path, the Sven clung to the old ways, their faith sustained by the Stagfather's living presence within the unrealm of the hunt. They turned inward, shunning outsiders, and deepened their devotion to the blood-stained rites of their ancestors. You accepted the mycelium's offer and let the spores consume Sagramor's body. Now the kingdom lies under fungal control, its people connected, obedient, and slowly fading into the roots that feed the spores. After returning to Camelot, Killian lived quietly for a time. When he vanished, few asked questions. Unsettling rumors had always followed him, and most preferred not to remember.
Hey! We got credit roll. CEO taking all the credit, but only if it's good. Alright. So I think the only thing that will change is like the last fight and like the video right before it does the whole Fallout. You did this, you did that, you did this, you did that. Had I not listened to Seth, I think Camelot would have fallen. And it's funny, in a way, Seth was right. that the quartermaster, or whatever, the first guy we meet in the Horns of the South, became Galahad. Oh my god. That is actually kind of crazy. Alright, I'm gonna let the credits roll. I'll be back. Oh, those credits were a lot shorter than I thought. Congratulations, you've completed the game. You can now return to the world just before the ending and continue exploring the world of Avalon. If you're ready for a greater challenge, you can start New Game Plus with your current character, inventory, and progress. The world will demand more from you. You can also end your journey and exit the game. Alright, we're just going to see what a couple of these other endings are. We did Orin's. Now let's see Cardox. And then we'll see if we just pass the soul on to somebody else. Yeah, skip.
Then the idea shall fall, its weight discarded, its rule denied. But the soul is not yet yours to give. First, it must be purified of what still speaks through it.
Thank you. But promise me, you will win this fight, my friend.
I will win this fight.
After everything you've seen, side with Caradoc, then all the suffering, all the pain, meant nothing. I am disappointed.
Ooh, we get to fight Arthur.
I am complete. Avalon will be reborn. Perfect this time.
I'm gonna kill you with Galahad's mace. Never mind, fuck it. I'll just fuck you up with this. There you go, Arthur. How's that? Yay, crumble. Suck your own dick.
You brought down the cycle with steady hands and no promise of glory. You did not claim the throne. You buried it. There is no king now. Only the truth you made and the path others may follow. You had no answers, only scars and the will to keep walking. And sometimes that was enough to keep others going too. With One Eye and Captain Brandon working side by side, the South found a peace it hadn't known in years. The roads stayed open, the fields were guarded. Feargas was named the new Galahad. Nyanta stayed in. Ailey turned to. The Volker joined. You accept after returning to.
Alright. Now we're gonna see another ending. I want to take the soul for myself.
Then the idea shall be claimed, its shape worn, its burden made yours. But first, you have to bring silence to what refuses to be forgotten.
If this is what you want, then take it, my friend. But promise me you will learn from my mistakes.
No, I won't let this happen. Not again.
You think any other human could wield this power? I endured 600 years of pain, of suffering, of loneliness. I made the sacrifices, me!
Ooh, I get to fight him now, too.
You think you can take it from me?
Oh, I am.
The hubris. No. I reject your claim. I will reforge Avalon. Perfect this time.
That's a lot of talk for a dead man.
You took Arthur's power for yourself. Whatever drove you, need, ambition, or will alone, the strength of a king was now yours to command. Maybe you weren't ready. Maybe nobody ever is. But you decided to try. It's a heavy thing, trying to do right where others have failed. Still, you stepped forward, carrying the soul and every choice that brought you here. You ruled not as Arthur reborn, but as yourself, flawed, resolute, untested. Avalon changed beneath your hand, and history will decide what that truly meant.
That's not
with
a bad
one eye
ending.
and Captain Brandon working Feargas with Nyantas, Ailey turned to the merchants for the Volker. You accept.
I kind of like that ending. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like that ending. I take the soul, and I became king. One last ending.
You can't. I now. You. Who do you have? He would trade crowns for contracts. A world ruled by law, not lineage. Prosperous, but unanchored. She would lead through care and quiet faith. Reverence would rise, but so would the silence around it. He would build a world with no kings. Work would shape worth, but power does not disappear. It adapts. He would break the seal and flee. His hope lies not in healing Avalon, but in leaving it behind. He would rule through law, not command. He would listen, if he understands. He would dissolve the old and raise the tribes, a new law, written in old blood.
I like how Maggot's on here twice.
Then the idea shall develop, its shape intact, its path redirected. But the soul is not yet yours to give. First, you have to bring silence to what refuses to be forgotten.
If this is what you...
No.
You think any I can... I will...
He used his own power against him.
You gave the soul to another, not to escape its weight, but because you believed they could carry it. One person, chosen by you, to bear the burden and to shape what comes next. Whatever future rises from their rule will bear your seal, for it was your will that set it in motion. Without the power of Arthur to sustain you, your body fell back into the endless rot of the Red Death. With only a few weeks of life remaining, you withdrew into isolation, finding a quiet place from which to watch the kingdom you had helped forge anew. You entrusted Arthur's soul to Maggot, a druid who no longer believed Avalon could be saved. He used the ship secured through your actions in Saris and gathered like-minded individuals who wished to leave the island. This time, the fleet finally managed to set sail for the homelands. With One Eye and Captain Brandon working side by side, Feargas was named...
My god, does that mean
Nianta stayed.
every one of these people,
Ailey
if I
turned
choose to
to
give it them,
the
will
Volca
have a
joined.
different ending?
You accepted after returning to Camelot.
We'll do it one more time, but I'm not going to sit here and do everybody on the list. Uno mas. And we never got to see the fucking griffin. Just kind of makes me sad. I wanted to fight that goddamn thing.
You care.
Why don't we give it to One Eye this time?
Then the idea shall develop.
If
I get to kill both of these idiots again.
You are...
Knock me on my ass.
You gave the soul to another, not to escape its weight, but because you entrusted Arthur's soul to One Eye. But your earlier support for Camelot left deep cracks in the foundation of his rule. Divided loyalties turned to open conflict, and Avalon plunged into civil war that even his strength could not contain. With One Eye and Captain Brandon...
Then it goes into this.
Nianta stayed. Ailey turned. The Volca joined the rest of them. You accept after returning.
Alright, we're gonna do one time, and this will be the canon ending for my game.
You carried a... Now you step... I am... I do not guide. I do not... You have... Now. Choose. You...
Because this ending kind of sucked, that ending kind of sucked, but this ending, it wasn't bad. So I'm going to take this as our true ending.
Then the idea...
If...
Because he's gone. Even though this asshole, you know, whatever.
You are...
You took Arthur's power for yourself. Whatever drove you, need, ambition, or will alone, The strength of a king was now yours to command. Maybe you weren't ready. Maybe nobody ever is. But you decided to try. It's a heavy thing, trying to do right where others have failed. Still, you stepped forward, carrying the soul and every choice that brought you here. You ruled not as Arthur reborn, but as yourself, flawed, resolute, untested. Avalon changed beneath your hand, and history will decide what that truly meant.
I like
With
that
one
ending.
eye, Feargas, Niantas, Ailey turned to the merchants. The Volker.
More than
you
any other.
accepted after returning.
Rise and shine. Yes, it's me again. And I hope this time you'll cooperate, without me needing to repeatedly hit you in the face, eh?
I still have all this shit. Oh, okay. I gotta get past this
Look,
first
we
part.
just have to, just like before. No, so, tell me. Seriously? We've been through... Okay, I've had enough of you. I've always found it puzzling that these people...
Yeah, that's great. Shut up.
There they are. Finally. I know. You've a million questions.
I don't. Just open the door. Or walk away. And it will be years before I jump in and play this again. But I want to thank everybody who came here and watched this first playthrough of Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. If you get the chance, I suggest you play it. It is a fantastic game. And I will see you all in the next stream. Good night.